So this is the Euro Pound analysis for Thursday, the 12th of October. So what have we seen today? Now, I did mention my weekly pivot is currently at 89.45. If prices were above it, I'll be looking at taking long positions. If prices break below it, I'll be cautiously bearish. And what have we seen? We did have this long, which is relatively long on an intraday basis, consolidation in and around at 89.45. Now, prices have broke above it, pulled back a little bit, and continue to the upside. Now, prices have encountered a bit of resistance here at 89.80. As we can see, we sold off from just above that level previously over here on the 6th of the month, and we're back up there again here 5 days later, a week later, and we've sold off a little bit from there. What's positive so far is it does appear the 20 period moving average is providing some dynamic support for prices. So we could potentially be looking at prices pretty much if we put in more bullish candles, looking for prices to go back up to test that 89.80 level. Now, the thing with levels I've mentioned in previous videos is once they're tested several times, they usually break because it's a case of the sellers or the buyers, depending where the level is, whether it is support or resistance, getting exhausted in trying to sell the price down. Because if it is a reversal from a level, prices should not go back up to retest the level. Say there's a level and there are sellers in the market. It's a level that buyers would pretty much succumb to the bears, and the level will not be tested for a pretty long time. But if a level is consistently tested, all it means is in the moment the bears may have had a bit of momentum to drive price away from the level, but the bulls have come back in again, and if they keep doing it, eventually the bears or the bulls will just give up and pretty much just concede, and the level would be taken by whoever's got the strongest hands and the will to win, really. So Euro Pound, I'm expecting a continuation to the upside. As long as we maintain the 89.45 level, my target is at 90.24. I'll be looking at 90, but 90.24 will be the target, above which the next level would be 91.42. Euro Pound's a pretty slow moving pair, so I don't expect to get to 91.42. Might have to get up there by the end of this week, but 90.24 is definitely possible. So I'm expecting, I've got a bullish bias on the euro against a pound. But say we do break down, say the 20 period is not held as dynamic support. I'll be looking back again at the 89.45, where we did have a bit of consolidation, to see how prices react. If we do break down from 89.45, or the momentum from where we currently are is quite strong, and we do decisively break 89.45, this dynamic support at using the 200 period moving average on this current 1 hour time frame would be my next possible area where I'd be interested to see how prices react. That's currently sitting down. Obviously, it's going to change by the time prices get down there, because unless we have a flash crash, and I do expect the 200 period moving average to change, but currently it's sitting at 89.05. By the time prices get down there, it will likely be higher. Now, beneath which, if we do say we go down to the 200 period moving average, we have a bit of reaction, prices come up a little bit, and then we get a big momentum candle to the downside. I'll be targeting the 88.50 level, which was a pretty strong level, as can be seen in the recent price action over here and over several weeks. So down there as well, we also got this higher time frame moving average in black as well, which would further add to the the confluence of possible support. Now, that should conclude for the lower time frame. So if we go out to the higher time frame, just see how prices are. Let's get the scaling on here correct, and yeah. So on the higher time frames, on the monthly time frame, it's pretty clear that we're you would say we're in an uptrend. We did have the big what could be determined to be a engulfing candle in September, the monthly time frame. We push up to a level in and around where is that level? That level in and around 92, sold back down, but prices have held above the weekly. Where is that actually? Above the monthly pivot so far. The monthly pivot being at 88.13. That's about 88.15. So we have held above that level, and which is supportive of bullish price action. And I've put this red trend line in here just as a guide for prices. If we do break below it, I'll be looking at shift in my bias. But by the time we do break below it, the bias would have shifted on the hourly time frame anyway. So on the weekly, let's just see what's happened here. On the weekly time frame, we did have essentially what could be determined to be a triple bottom. Not exactly. We've had a low here, a lower low, and a higher low here. Price have subsequently come back up, reacted to the moving average, pulled back, and continued to the upside. And before pulling back from the 92 level for a bit of consolidation, for retesting the 92 level and selling off a little bit. So, but if we look at the overall trend, we can see a case of higher low, higher low, higher low, had a bit of consolidation, and we do appear to be putting another higher low in and around where that trend line is there in red. So that is bullish on the higher time frames. Again, if we do come up a bit, constantly retest this trend line, I would expect a break to the downside. But if we do respect it, well, when prices do come down to it, we do have strong momentum off it. I will be expecting prices to go back up to test the 92 level and eventually 94. But that's in the medium to long term. So if I go down to the daily time frame just to see how prices are at the moment, and again, this is what I look for in terms of possible reversals in prices. So say we were to have a look at the daily time frame, and as you can see by this black triangle here, which is a sell signal. When prices do come down, for me to be interested in a possible reversal, I have to see strong momentum out of the trend. So I usually be looking at what's normal for me. Well, I like to see strong candles closing near their highs, possibly a horizontal area of support, and yes, not much wicks to say. For example, in this example, it was just sell off. I wouldn't like to see much wick. I don't like to see many wicks of the candles indicating that prices have pushed up, but were subsequently sold back down. Where bears have stepped in and drove prices back down near the close of the candle. So here we had a couple of tests around that 87, was it? Yes, around about 87, 80 level. And these two occasions here, we had two candles and a subsequent bearish candle, one candle, bearish candle. But here we had the smaller candles, and then we had a bullish candle. Smaller candles indicating a bit of indecision, likely exhaustion from the bears, and this bullish candle here indicating that buyers have come into the market. We had three consecutive bullish candles, which is pretty symptomatic of reversals. Those are the type of reversals I like to see. Reversals where we have where it's I'll say it's like a mixed reversal, where you have bullish candle followed by a smaller bearish candle, and it's all mixed. I'm not huge fans of. I like to see candles all of the same, pretty much all of the same color, indicating momentum in the direction away from the current trend. So if we're in a downtrend, I would like to see, indicated by the red candles, I like to see strong green candles counter to it, and at least three consecutive ones. Or if there are bearish candles, they have got very small bodies and pretty much long wicks to the downside, indicating that prices have been pushed down, but buyers have stepped into the market. So on the daily time frame, again, we're looking at this as a what would appear to be a strong reversal sign for another test of the 90.24 level. We are above the 20 period moving average. We've got the 200 all the way below us, and the side time for moving average even further away. So overall, I'm expecting prices to go back up to test these levels, and it's supported by the higher time frames. So that should wrap it up. So before I go, LCS, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.